Hey, this is Ian from EssentialTennis.com, where it's our mission to bring passionate instruction to passionate players just like you. Welcome to this tutorial in which I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of the pinpoint stance versus the platform stance on your serve. Today's question comes to us from Clarence. He simply wrote and said, I want to ask you if you could do a video on the advantages and disadvantages of the pinpoint stance versus the platform stance on the serve. Okay, so if you're not familiar, a platform stance just simply means that your feet stay wide throughout the motion before launching up towards the ball. And there's a lot of different professional players that have used this stance. Over on the ATP side, Federer, Sampras, and Djokovic have all used the platform stance. Pinpoint, I'm going to kind of group two different styles into pinpoint. Pinpoint means simply that your feet are together before you push up towards the ball. Your feet might start wide and then come together. Usually that's referred to as a hybrid stance, or they may actually begin close and stay close throughout the motion. Players that have used some kind of pinpoint stance include Roddick and Isner and Karlovic, three of the biggest servers of all time. Now, many players and teachers have really strong opinions on this topic when it comes to which is better, using a platform stance or a hybrid or pinpoint stance. I do not have a strong opinion, and what's really important to understand here is what is the underlying principle, and that is this or is this not an essential element to being successful as an everyday amateur player with the serve? And in my mind, the answer is no. Anytime I see a wide variety of different styles with, let's say, using the feet on a serve, which stance should I use? Which stance is better? When I see Djokovic using one and Sampras using that one, but other players like Roddick or Karlovic are using something else, and both groups are extremely high-level professional players, some of the best servers and players of all time, it tells me that it's not something that's really vital one way or the other. You can be very successful using each. For me personally, I actually use different stances for different scenarios. When I teach, I use a platform stance, and we'll show you a little bit of video of me doing a platform stance with my service motion. I like the platform stance because it's much more simple than a hybrid stance, starting off wide and then coming together and pointing off from a position where your feet are together. When I play, on the other hand, I use a hybrid stance. I start off wide and then I bring my back foot up to my front one. I personally feel like I get a much better push into the court when my feet are together than when they're apart. And I'm a player that likes to serve and volley and attack the net a lot. So when I play and compete, I've always used a hybrid stance. When I teach, for simplicity's sake, I use platform. Now, with my students, if they're not struggling with their footwork on the serve or they're not doing something blatantly wrong, then I just let them do what comes natural, because I don't think it's something that's worth nitpicking over. If they want to use pinpoint, then I let them use pinpoint, because I can see with examples on the Pro Tour that you can be incredibly successful with that or the other. So this is really where kind of the artistry of teaching and coaching comes into play. It's important to know which elements are worth focusing on, which elements, as long as nothing wrong is happening, as long as a student is not struggling with a certain area, it's very important to let a player do what comes naturally to them. Knowing which is very important and often tricky. Clarence, thank you so much for the great question. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and click like. And if you'd like some guidance on which serve elements are essential and which are not, I'm going to put a link to some coaching down below called Serve Mechanic, which focuses on the 6 most common, biggest technical mistakes that amateur tennis players make on their serve. Will have you hitting the best serves of your life very quickly, so check that out. If you have any comments or questions about anything that I talked about today, leave those in the section down below, and be sure to subscribe to Essential Tennis so you don't miss out on all the videos that we have coming out soon. Thank you for watching, take care, and good luck with your tennis. For hundreds of free digital tennis lessons, head over to EssentialTennis.com right now. More wins and more fun on the court is right around the corner. You'll even get a free gift just for stopping by. Simply click the link at the top of any page.